John Mackey built Whole Foods Market from a single health food store in Austin, Texas, into the defining premium grocery brand in America. 460 stores, 16 billion in revenue, and a customer loyalty that no conventional retailer could replicate. And then he sold it to Amazon for $13.7 billion. The question isn't whether the price was right. The question is what Whole Foods was built on, how Amazon changed it, and what operators can extract from both of those decisions. Hello, my name is Todd Hagopian, the original Stagnation Assassin, author of The Unfair Advantage and The Stagnation Assassin on Amazon. But today, we're pulling the leadership file on John Mackey, co-founder and longtime CEO of Whole Foods Market, and specifically the business architecture decisions that made Whole Foods distinctive and the acquisition decision that tested every one of them. This isn't a tribute, this is a forensic audit. Let's see what he actually built here. The leadership stagnation score on the conventional grocery industry at Whole Foods founding was 8 out of 10 on the corporate cancer scale. The disease was quality indifference. The industrial food supply chain had optimized entirely for cost and shelf life and distribution efficiency, with no premium alternative for customers who would pay more if better was available. Mackey saw a customer segment with no adequate supplier and built one. Let's look at the forensic audit. What did Mackey get right here? The quality standard architecture. Whole Foods developed a comprehensive list of unacceptable ingredients and product quality standards that no supplier could compromise. This wasn't marketing. It was a procurement architecture that made every buying decision a direct expression of the brand promise. Customers trusted the Whole Foods label, not because of advertising, but because the standards were documented, enforced, and verifiable. The decentralized store operations model, Whole Foods gave individual store teams extraordinary autonomy, including authority over what to stock, at what margin, with what staffing. This produced store-level entrepreneurship and community adaptation that centrally managed retail chains could not replicate. The Karelin Method applied to retail operations, overwhelming store-level energy and initiative concentrated exactly at the customer touchpoint. The stakeholder capitalism philosophy, Mackey built Whole Foods explicitly on a stakeholder model. Employees, suppliers, customers, and community, not just shareholders. Before stakeholder capitalism was a boardroom talking point, the model produced exceptional employee engagement and supplier relationships that were architecturally difficult for competitors to replicate. Let's look at the murder board, though. What did he get wrong? Whole Foods had a persistent and well-documented pricing problem. Whole Paycheck was not an affectionate nickname. The company never solved the perception that its quality standards required prices that excluded the majority of its philosophically aligned audience. The Amazon acquisition has produced exactly the tension that any operator should have anticipated. Amazon's operational DNA is standardization, data-driven optimization, and cost efficiency, the antithesis of Whole Foods' decentralized quality-first relationship-driven model. The post-acquisition Whole Foods is more standardized, more data-driven, and less curated than what Mackey built. The acquisition price was exceptional. The institutional preservation was incomplete. The stagnation verdict here, 4 kills out of 5. John Mackey built one of the most coherent and values-consistent retail operations in American business history. The quality standard architecture, the decentralized operations model, and the stakeholder approach are all genuinely instructive for operators. The pricing failure and the institutional preservation challenge post-acquisition cost him the 5th kill. Study Mackey for mission-driven retail architecture. Study the Amazon acquisition for what happens when operational efficiency culture acquires quality-first culture. That's your forensic audit on John Mackey and Whole Foods and the Amazon acquisition. Remember to grab The Unfair Advantage and Stagnation Assassin on Amazon.com. I'm Todd Hagopian. Building a mission-driven organization is extraordinary. Preserving the mission through a transaction with a different DNA is a harder problem. Most acquisitions will fail that test.